Hello from Gothenburg, Nebraska. My name is Brett Lynn, a trainee at the Bear Water Utilization Learning Center. This is the sixth video in our Phosphorus series commemorating the 350th anniversary of the discovery of phosphorus. If you have not had the opportunity to watch the previous videos, I suggest you go back and do so before watching this video, as they do build upon one another. In the fifth video, we covered the 4R nutrient stewardship framework, specifically looking at the right rate of fertilizer. Today, we're going to dive on into the same framework, looking at the right time and the right placement of fertilizer. To recap, the 4Rs are the right source, at the right rate, in the right time, in the right place, to balance the environmental, social, and economic demands placed on our cropping system. When we think about the right timing of our phosphorus application, it is important to remember that phosphorus is relatively immobile in the soil. So where we place it, it's going to stay in that general vicinity. This is particularly important in the context of early season and getting seedlings up and established. Phosphorus doesn't like to move a lot, particularly in cold and dry soils. So it's a good thing to maybe consider some phosphorus early season. If we're thinking pre-plant phosphorus, such as broadcasting over winter or early spring, we may want to consider incorporation. That way it's not sitting on the soil surface prone to runoff. Another good option for phosphorus is at planting. However, if we are placing that phosphorus in furrow at planting, we want to be mindful that phosphorus is often accompanied by other nutrients such as nitrogen. And in that instance, we want to be very mindful of our salt index. That way we do not cause injury to our seedlings. Another option, particularly out here in the West, is irrigation, whether that be overhead or subsurface. However, unlike nitrogen, phosphorus is not readily taken into the foliage, so it's best that we actually place that phosphorus in contact with the roots or get it in the soil matrix. Another thing to be mindful of if delivering phosphorus via irrigation is that phosphorus is very social. It wants to interact with things such as calcium and aluminum, is prone to precipitation. So we can run into complications such as clogged lines in a subsurface drip system. With the right place, it's a lot of the same components as with the right time. We want to be thinking about getting that phosphorus close to the seedling in early season to help it get up and established. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, we want to be thinking about where our phosphorus is in the soil profile. So if we're in a no-till system, we can see some phosphorus stratification. One way to rectify that is to introduce some tillage in the system and distribute that phosphorus evenly throughout the soil profile. Again, thinking about our surface applications, potential runoff there, as well as being mindful of our salt index if we're putting that phosphorus with some nitrogen in the furrow, but we can also band on top or place below and off the side of the seedling. And again, with irrigation, we just need to be mindful of precipitation. This concludes our 2019 phosphorus series. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us at the Learning Center, when we will be happy to address those.